Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, I'm going to tell you guys a funny story. So, imagine me, but imagine at the age of 16. I'm in high school, and this is before I started this YouTube channel. So, I've been making videos for 2.5, 3 years, and this was essentially before that. So, in my life, I have been always into some sort of self-improvement. It was in middle school, it was like trying to get the best grades out of everyone. In high school, I discovered self-improvement, but it wasn't making money online. I was like journaling, meditation, exercising, trying to get like the physique, while getting good grades, while learning languages. And then transitioning into university, it essentially became right now what it is, which is a little red pill and mainly just make money online, build your future success, build like a financially free success, and then you can live the life that you actually dream of, right? It was kind of like that transition, but I'm taking you back to the times where I was in high school, and I actually started a coaching business when I was at the age of 16. Now, that's dumb. I know that's dumb, but I kind of want to tell you guys the story behind it. Now, I was 16, and this was before I started essentially my YouTube channel, and I was building this like school club. It was called IEL, which was the acronym of the school, and then Peak. So it was the peak, you know, like in terms of like self-improvement, it's the IEL Peak, and it's called like EL Peak. That's how we pronounce it in Turkish. And it was like this, my way of trying to connect with people who were also interested in self-improvement, who were also interested in kind of like the things that I was interested in. I was mainly interested in like getting better, the habits. I was reading all of these self-improvement books and like trying to get better social skills, all of these things. And I gathered around, maybe like, in the beginning it was like 5-6 people, the actual backbone, and then it was around like 20 people when it was like ending. And I gathered around these people, and right now, if you buy like a coaching program, this is how the program is essentially going to look like. You're not just gonna buy a course, but you're gonna buy like, for example, every single week coaching calls with it. You're gonna buy, for example, guest speakers that come in to the community, they talk, and right now when you sell coaching, you don't only sell coaching, you sell a course, an accountability system. With it, you sell like PDFs, blah, blah, blah. It's all combined with like, you know, different coaches, and it's like an actual business, like an actual package, right? So a couple of examples is, actually, most coaching programs is like this. For example, Hamza's the community. You have the community, you have the courses, you have like guests, blah, blah, blah. And other programs are like this as well, because it's currently the meta of doing that. If you do kind of like that, you give the most value, thus you make the most money. Now, here's what I've done back when I was literally 16. Might be even 15, not gonna lie, because it was the beginning of high school. Like, I'm gonna title this video 15, because it was probably 15, before I started my channel. I gathered around all of these like 20 people who weren't like looking at self-improvement like I was looking at. They were like, oh, the guy wanted to, for example, get better grades, one of them. The other one was like inspired by my fitness journey, so he wanted to do fitness. The other guy was like into reading. The other guy was like into habits. So it wasn't like me. I was like I was into all the parts of self-improvement, but these people were interested in like different parts of self-improvement. I gathered these 20 people, and I start giving essentially lectures at the age of 16 every single week. And by the way, oh shit, it's gonna be a good story, guys. And every single week I would give these lectures. And then after a couple of months, I realized that me just giving lectures wasn't that too valuable to people. It was just me teaching people. It was like 1 week I would cover habits, the other week I would cover like high performance, productivity, and goal setting. I would like research goal setting. I'd tell these people I like goal setting. It was so fucking fun for me. Like I would just research all the time, read. Before I made like a small presentation, I would watch all the Matt Devella videos back then. Matt Devella was a self-improvement YouTuber, Thomas Frank, all of these old school self-improvement YouTubers, if you guys know. And I would give like these presentations about self-improvement, about like productivity. It was the most fulfilling thing I've ever done in my life. And these people were like maybe my age, maybe a year like younger. So they were the beginning of high school or like the second grade of high school, essentially. It was the funniest thing. And then after I realized just me talking every single week was not that fun, was not that, you know, interesting for these people, I started to get guest speakers that were also other students in our school who were specifically good at one thing. For example, I would get this guy who was speaking amazing English, amazing German, amazing, like Turkish is our main tongue, so it was just, you know, English and German, maybe other languages. I would get this guy and he would give a speech about how to learn a language, how to learn a new language, how to learn the vocabulary, speaking, blah, blah, blah. And I would get this guy who was really interested in, like, for example, morning routines, and he would give like a presentation about morning routines. And I would get this guy who was like a math Olympics guy, you know, like maths, and I would bring him, and he would give like speech about, for example, how to be better at maths and stuff like this. And guest speakers. I literally built a coaching program. It was including, I was the main coach, I was the head coach, and like these other people were guest speakers in this thing. And after that, we made this not just a school club, we made this a little public, and we would host these calls in Zoom. So I'm 20, and for example, you look at, let me give an example, we can give the example of Amza, or like other YouTubers. These guys are like 25, 30, and they hold Zoom meetings for the last couple of years. Bro, I was at the age of 16, I would hold like these Zoom meetings, people would come from like different schools, and we would talk about like self-improvement. It was the only actual self-improvement club in high schools in Turkey that was incredibly active. We would hold 2 events a week. One of them was me, one of them was another speaker. It was amazing. And we made this like, imagine like in high school, you don't really gather 100 people to an event if you're alone yourself. I mean, if it's a party, probably you can. But for like an event that's like, you know, a self-improvement event, you can't get 100 people to do that shit. There's too many people. But we gave a presentation about how to learn a language, and I gave the part of speaking, the other 16-year-old guy gave the part of vocabulary, grammar, blah, 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 and 100 fucking people came to that Zoom event. It was incredible to the level that we would get these trolls who would put up like dick pictures in their profile picture, and we had to ban their pictures, so we had to have like admins, 2-3 admins constantly looking up profile photos, and people couldn't share their voices because if they show voices, they would share whatever voice you guys probably guessed. And all of these things, like it was like this huge thing where I had to give a presentation, at the same time think about like in the back end, is someone gonna open their shit? Like all of these things at the same time. It was the funniest experience ever. And the thing that I want to finish off is, when you are building a brand, you have to stand out from other people. And that's why, like, for example, I normally wake up at like 5 a.m. But I got that back to 4:44 a.m. What's the reason? Still early waking up. Why 4:44 a.m. specifically? Because I'm going to build my brand outside of it. Because I'm going to build my brand through it. I'm going to be the 4:44 a.m. guy. And I've used that strategy in that school club. In that school club, we would host all of our calls at the time of 17, so 17 past 5 p.m. Every time we had a call, it was like that. And everyone would ask us, why is it like that? Why it's not 5 p.m.? Why is it not 5:30? And we would say, it's because we want you to ask this question. So it's going to be actually in your mind. Imagine if it was like 5 p.m., I'd probably forget what time it was. But if it's 17:17, so it's basically 5:17 p.m. And now I remember. That's one of the key factors of building a brand. So, what's the lesson you gotta learn from this video? Maybe the branding lesson, but like, what's the actual lesson you gotta learn from this video? None. It was just a funny story that I wanted to say. I built a coaching, it wasn't a business, but I built a coaching program. Yeah, I'm gonna title this video Coaching Program. I built a coaching program at the age of 15 and tried to help people because it was my passion. And I definitely shared like not that good knowledge probably. And then after like quarantine hit, I started like YouTube channel because I still wanted to connect with people who are interested in self-improvement. I still wanted to share my knowledge when it comes to like, not my knowledge, but like the things I was learning in self-improvement. Because what the fuck is like knowledge? I'm 20 yet. So that's basically it. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next one. Let's go.